Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me here in my YouTube world. Can you believe it's 2020? Holy mackerel, 2020. I have no idea where 2019 went. I can't believe that the year just went by like that. It's unbelievable. Anyways, 2020, Happy New Year to you all, and I hope all of you have a wonderful, healthy, and prosperous 2020. I really wish you all the best. Everyone does New Year's resolutions, at least most people do, and most people don't stick to them. So I'm not going to call some of the changes I'm making a New Year's resolution, but I am making a couple of changes and I'm going to talk about them in this video in a moment. But before I go there, let me just explain to you what's on my face, because so many of you always ask and I always kind of forget. So what am I wearing on my face for a foundation? This is actually the number 7 Hydro Luminous Moisturizing Foundation, Visibly Fresh and Radiant Skin. It is a medium coverage and an SPF 15, suitable for sensitive skin, and I have the shade Wheat. So SPF 15, you know, that really doesn't matter to me because I would never rely on whatever is in a foundation for sun protection. I always use a sunblock, you know, obviously before I put my foundation on. This was sent to me right before the holidays, and I'll enclose the picture here because it was sent to me along with a primer and a little quad eyeshadow from one of my subscribers, Christine, over in the UK. I have not been able to find this here in the States. Many of you know that my favorite drugstore foundation was my Boots number 7 Lift and Illuminate. And then I discovered the CYO, and I liked the CYO much better than the Lift and Illuminate for coverage. Also for how long it lasted on my skin. But I still liked the look of the Lift and Illuminate. So I still have that, and I was mixing some of it. And then Boots, who does Boots number 7, who does the Lift and Illuminate, as well as the CYO, discontinued the CYO and replaced it with something from Soap and Glory called Kick-Ass at 3 times the price, but at the exact same product. So I started my drugstore favorite after I finished my CYO, Soap and Glory Kick-Ass. Christine had said, have I tried this? And it's only available, I believe, in the UK because I've not been able to see it anywhere here in the States. However, this kicks my Kick-Ass to the curb. This is amazing. One day, and don't judge me guys, I do put it on my hands and then I tap it on my face. One day I put some on my hands and I didn't use it all on my face. Even though it says it's a medium coverage, it does build up. I think it's a better coverage than the CYO, to be honest with you. It does build up. I put it on and then I didn't use it all and I forgot it. And I think it was like a couple of hours later, I looked at my hand and I could see where it had dried on my hand. It did not come off. It was amazing. It did not come off. So this, hands down, I think for what I have used for drugstore, hands down is an awesome foundation. So if you're over in the UK and you can get your hands on it, you know, try it. See how you like it, because I was very impressed, and we don't have it here in the States. So on my eyes, my go-to every day is I have this Z palette. And in here, all of my little square, it's all my Viseart that I love. And then I have a couple of round, which is Sydney Grace. And then I have some Ulta pods, little pods that I have in here. And then this square is my Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, not Brulee. Anyways, this is what I started out with today. And most of the time, this is what I grab. This is where I can create my everyday look and do whatever I want, sort of tried and true. I love my Viseart. I love how it blends. I love how it looks. So I started out and I did the Creme Brulee all over my lid, and then I did this lighter purple in sort of the transition, and then I darkened it with the brown, and then I darkened it with the black in the crease. And then I went with one of the glitters. I did the combination of this purpley one with this other one, and I kind of did an all over on my movable lid. And then I said, well, you know, I wanted it a little bit more oomphy. So I took out this palette. I love this palette. I just absolutely love this. This is the Too Faced Then and Now. I talked about this before, and I probably use the glitters or the shimmers or the shiny things from this palette more than anything else. So then I went in with this blue. It's gotta be my favorite blue. And I took it and I just went all over my lid. So I went in with the pink, Zaza, and then I went in with the Trixie. So I did a little bit more on the outer V with the pink and then the Trixie. And then I ended up with this sort of white silvery, and I just did all over my lid, lightly, a light brush of it. And that's what I did. I mean, I kind of like layer my eye look. So I've been playing with my eyeshadows. I think it's kind of fun, you know, to play with makeup. So that's just to answer that question about what I have on my face and how I've done my eyes. On my lips are the Color of the World lipstick that I have, and I have it topped with a hard candy gloss today. More times than not, I'm using a hard candy gloss or I'm using my Buxom gloss. Those are the two glosses that I put over. But my lipstick, ever since I got the Color of the World lipstick, that's all I've been using. I have 3 of them, and I just alternate whatever one I grab. I love those lipsticks. Those are really amazing. So one of the things that I've added, you know, this is all of the YouTube rave right now. I mean, rage. This is the A313. I've watched a couple of people talk about this. I did not watch Anne Marie's video initially. I think Anne Marie came out with it and had millions and millions of views, and millions of people went and bought it. I was sent this from Marlene Fab and Glam. She started to use it. She sent me a tube of it, and Sheila used it, and Sheila actually did a pretty good first look at it, ingredients wise, which I think many of us don't bother to look at ingredients. So Sheila did a pretty in-depth look, as did Marlene. I will link their videos below. Marlene, I don't know if she was telling me about it or if she did a video about it, but if she did a video on it, which I think she did mention it, I'll make sure I link it. And then there was one other person I watched, which was Linda from Josephine's Daughter, who did a review on it. And so those are the 3 people that I've talked to or watched that talked about this product. Now this is sort of the replacement or the tretinoin wannabe, and this is what I guess is really big in France, and people are swearing by this. This is the best thing since the Holy Grail, since sliced bread. This is it, this is it, this is it. So people are ditching tretinoin for this, and I'm like, I'm not going to ditch the tried and true for this. However, I am going to use it, and I'll report back my thoughts on it after a while, but initially you have to, you know, you obviously have to use something a long time to really know if it's going to work or not. But initially, what I've decided to do, because I'm at the 1% on my tretinoin, and I use this between 3 to 4 times a week. And then on my off nights, I've been using a different retinol type of a cream, a couple of other things that I have, other products, rosehip seed oil, stuff like that. On my off nights now, I'm going to be using this A313. Now, I've heard some people talk about this being very greasy, very Vaseline-y, very thick. I find it to be a very thick consistency. It's sort of like white-ish, and it is pretty slick. It is pretty slick. Now, I've always said that I have dry skin. So on the nights that I'm not using my tretinoin, that I'm going to be using this, I put it all over my face. I don't go to my eyes or anything, but I put it all over my face. And I can feel that I have a coating of something on my skin. And it pretty quickly, on me anyways, absorbs. And I have to say on me, because I don't think it absorbed for Sheila. I think it stayed on her face, and it felt more greasier to her. And I think for Marlene, it was more drying. I'm not too sure. I'll have to ask her. And for Linda, I think felt that it was way too greasy. So for me, my dry skin, it absorbed well into my skin, and when I woke up the next morning, I almost didn't want to wash my face because my skin felt so moisturized. It felt so plush. I liked how my skin felt the next morning after I used this. That's all I can really say about it. Is it going to be a replacement for tretinoin? Not for this girl. Not for this girl. I can actually get my tretinoin cheaper than you can get this. Truthfully. I'll put the link below. I use Reliable RX. I do have an affiliate code with them, but I've been using Reliable RX for a long time, and the last tube of tretinoin, this was actually sent to me from one of my subscribers, but the last tube of tretinoin that I bought was $6, Where this, I think, is what, 20 some odd dollars. So I can get my tretinoin cheaper, and the tretinoin is tried and true for me. Suppose if you can't use Retin-A, this might be a great option. Or I'm thinking this would be a great option for someone like me who, on the nights you're not using it, wants to have something on their skin. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm incorporating it into my skincare routine. The other thing that I've changed and gone back to is derma rolling. Now, I used to derma roll all the time, and I was a fanatic about using medical grade, really high quality derma rollers, because I saw a difference when I bought, even when I bought my timeless derma roller, I saw a difference in the needles and how it rolled on my skin. So I started to use Jen Amber's derma roller, and I really liked it. Now, the instructions are to discard after 10 uses. To be honest with you, I'm very gentle with my derma rollers, and I sanitize them. I'm extremely careful. I use them a lot longer than that. However, that is what the instructions are. So I've bought Jen Amber's derma roller. I've bought some of her skincare products. One of her vitamin C's that I'm using right now. So I've bought Jen Amber's products. She's a YouTuber here. She also is very active on Instagram. I really like her products. This, however, in last week, I got a big package, PR package from Jen. It did contain a new derma roller. Two actually, and it did contain some sheet masks, which are heavenly. I used the sheet masks. They were beautiful. I have her eye patches that I've been using for quite a while. I don't use them like here. I kind of put them over here, sometimes here, just a little bit different. But I like Jen's products a lot. So I'm going back to derma rolling my scalp. And I'm going to go back to doing that consistently on Sunday nights to begin with. And I've got the 0.75 medical grade needle that I'm going to use just on my scalp. I'm going to make sure that I go with my hair. I'm going to be very careful. I'm not going to do crisscrossing and all that, so you don't want your hair to get tangled. I don't know why I stopped doing it. I really don't. But, you know, sometimes when you stop doing something, it takes a while for you to figure out why are things changing? Why is your hair not doing the way it did? Why is it not as good as it was? And if the only thing I changed was I stopped derma rolling, that tells me something. So Mary Ellen after 60 has derma roll consistently. She's getting great results. I have no idea why I slacked off, but I'm going to be doing it again weekly. I will report my results to you, obviously. The other thing that I've changed is I've added this product. This is called Surface Awaken Advanced Therapeutic Treatment System. My hairdresser talked about this probably 3-4 months ago. She belongs to some online forums where all the hairdressers talk and share products and different things. In her online forum, there's been a lot of buzz about this particular product and about how it has really helped people, especially with different scalp conditions, and how great it is. And so she said they're talking about it for helping the hair follicles, for the hair regrowth, being able to really stop some of the fallout, and that the ingredients, she was extremely impressed by it. So the first time she mentioned it, I went, So she said she was going to buy a box for her sister. It's very expensive. I still, So then the second time I went back, and she's been my hairdresser for like 25 years. I said, how's it going? Oh, she's great. She said her sister's been using it and starting to see a change in the amount of hair that's falling out. Well, to me that's seasonal anyways. My hair falls out more during the change of a season. Anyways, then last time I went, she said my hairdresser, had been using it right here in her temple, and she was noticing a difference. And she doesn't have thin hair, but she was noticing a difference. So I said, all right, get me a box. She got me a box. I paid for this. It's not given to me by her or sponsored. All the products that I'm talking about, everything I've talked about in this video, even if it was sent to me, like my latest Jen Amber derma roll, I've used her rollers before. I paid for them before. So no, I'm not being paid to say what I'm saying. Let's put it that way. Nor am I making a commission off of anything. Except, of course, if you do use Reliable RX, I am an affiliate. Not that I've ever gotten a check from them, but I'll just say that. Anyway, so I'm starting to use this. And the way I used this the last time, because I'm incorporating derma rolling. When I derma roll, it's going to be on a clean scalp. So the way you do this is that you spray, and I just use a tiny bit. You spray it right in your trouble area, then you massage it in, and then you would put this smaller, and it's a 4-system thing. You get the shampoo, the conditioner, and these 2 products, which are the holy grail, and you put that in. But on my derma rolling nights, I spray to open up my follicles, to condition everything. I go in the shower and I use a tiny bit. I mean, a tiny bit. The shampoo might be a nickel size, maybe, not even. And I'm just on my scalp. I'm not caring about the rest of my hair at this point in time. I'm on my scalp. And then I rinse it off, and I use like a pea size of this conditioner on the top of my scalp again, and I massage that in. If I need more conditioner for the rest of my hair, I just use my regular conditioner on my hair. And then I rinse it out. Took my derma roller after I sanitized it, and I combed my hair out. My hair was damp, and I started to derma roll on my damp hair, and I was very careful on the way I did my derma rolling. No crisscrossing, no whatever. So I was very careful on following my hairline. And then I topped it with this. And my hands are clean, sanitized, and I just rubbed that into my head. And that's how I did it. And then after that, I went into my living room and I laid down, and I had my Trophy Skin, the Rejuvenate light, the red light therapy, and I just laid there and I let that red light therapy do its thing. Anyways, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, the changes that I've made, going back to derma rolling, going back to the basics, trying this new hair system. It's pricey, guys. I'm not saying go out and get it. I don't know yet. I'm just starting to use it. If I see a difference, I will report back. I'll report back on my progress on the derma rolling. I'm also going to be doing more derma rolling on my face as well. So I'm going back to the basics on that. And then just trying this a313, but no way is this going to be a replacement. No way for my tretinoin. My tretinoin is my tried true. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Stay tuned for if you want to take a look at my wig review. This wig was sent to me complimentary. I'm going to share it with you. I feel like a blonde bombshell in it. It's just a totally different color. But you know what? This is an exceptionally affordable wig. And this company really believes that everyone is beautiful, and that, you know, people who lose their hair, have thinning hair, sometimes they can't afford to buy an expensive wig. And it's really nice to know that for a price point there are options. So I hope you stay tuned and watch to the end, and let me know what you think of the colors. Hey guys, what do you think? I was like playing around with this, and I decided to leave it on for at least part of my video. This was actually a wig that was sent to me from the Wig Company. The wigcompany.com is a wig company that really has affordable products. They have their own house brand called Statements, and then they carry all of the top of the line wigs. So this one is from their own house brand, Statements, and this was sent to me for review. This is actually called Summer Heat. This is a heat defiant fiber. It does have a monofilament, so you can move the part a little bit, and it has a lace front. The cap is pretty comfortable. It's not too tight. It's not loose. And actually, this is straight out of the box. I was going to spray it and darken it a little bit, because, you know, when you get a wig and say it's too light, but you really like everything about it, but you think you might want to bring it down, or it's too shiny, I use this called Batiste, and this is the one that is a dry shampoo, and it's Beautiful Brunette. So when you put Beautiful Brunette in, it can darken up the color slightly of your wig, and more importantly, it'll remove the shine. I've done nothing to this out of the box. I shook it. I hung it upside down as I do every new wig. And I let it hang on one of these types of hangers just for a, you know, a day or a couple of hours. It really all depends. And that's what I did. I didn't do anything at all to this. They did send me another one, and I'm going to enclose the pictures here. And this is actually called Luxurious. Now, Luxurious is synthetic fiber. It is not heat friendly. This one, and also because I really like to have rooted looks, I think in this very light, to me this is like a platinum. If this was a rooted look, it would be perfect. And I actually thought about maybe spraying the roots only to give it that more of a, you know, I think a rooted look looks more natural. So this other one that they sent me, and I'm going to turn it upside down so you can see it has a lace front that goes deep into, it's very comfortable. It has the adjustable straps. I did try to spray this slightly on the roots to darken it up a little bit. This is the one that I've worn in some of my photos. I'm going to enclose the photos here so you can see what this one looks like. I just thought it was really fun. And I think right now, with not being on sale, they're like a little over $100, like $109, $119. Then the sale prices are astronomical. I think you can pick like in the 80s, something like that. The scalp actually looks pretty good. I'm going to put it this way so you can see. And you can see they have a little bit of a perma lift, and that is where you, if you look closely, you can see the shorter hairs, but it's really something you have to look super close to even see. And I don't think anyone is going to look at you and go, oh, what are the, even this one has it a little bit. So rather than having a wig that has a ton of perma tees all over the place, they have this little perma lift, and you can actually feel it when you put your hands in here. You can feel it, and you can actually lift this right up and make it all the more. I'm going to do a quick spin on this just so you can see it. And as you can see, I did not take the tag off, have not altered it whatsoever. So these were sent to me complimentary in exchange for a review, and I'm kind of liking it. I said to Jay, what do you think of this blonde on me? And first he was like, too light, too light. And it is a bit light, but I think I could probably, I don't know, I could have fun with this look. That's what I think anyways. So these again were sent to me complimentary from the Wig Company. If you've never heard of them, they've actually been around 50 years. Who knew that? I didn't. And when they reached out to me via Instagram, said, would you like to try a couple of our wigs? I was like, I never heard of you, to myself. But then I kind of looked at them and I said, wow, this is a company that has a lot of top of the line wigs. And then it has their own, you know, statement brand, their own house brand, and they're affordable. So I said, why not? Why not give it a look-see? And so that's what I've done. They came so awesomely packaged with complete directions on how to care. This is for your lace front hairline wigs. Tells you how to care. It talks about how their hand knotted hairline really creates a very natural look, and I think it does. And it gives you care instructions as far as washing and styling. And again, if you are dealing with a heat-friendly fiber, then you can actually style these with a curling iron or a flat iron, and it gives you the directions on exactly how to do that, what temperature your heat should be set at if it's a flat iron, how to do it. And yeah, I think that's really, I think for the price, if I'd gotten this maybe in a shade darker, I'd be like, yeah. So thewigcompany.com, I'll link their information below. This one, if you're interested in this style, is Summer Heat, and you can pick it in many different colors. I'll list the color, but quickly it's F26/613, just so you can kind of compare when you're looking at colors, because I really think that when you're buying a wig online, choosing the colors is like the hardest thing. So yeah, but this is really cool. There is something about putting on different hair that makes you just feel so different. And sometimes it makes you feel really good and maybe even a little bit more daring. I said to Jay, I think I'd go out dancing with you like this. Beautiful, beautiful quality. You can't beat the quality of this for the price, in my opinion. And I've worn a number of wigs. I've received wigs for review. I've bought wigs. I've worn a number of them. And for the price point, this is pretty amazing. So this is Luxurious, and Luxurious is in the color F24B/22. Both of these, the caps are average in size. And what I really like about them is the inside of the wig itself has a little label that actually has the name of the wig and the color of the wig, and you don't see that often. I've not seen that in any of my other wigs. I've never seen a little label inside the wig saying what the name is and what the color is. And sometimes, you know, if you're wearing a wig and you cut off the tags, after a while you go, oh, what shade was this? So I think it's really awesome that they have it labeled like this and show it inside. So anyways, that's the scoop, guys. I just wanted to share this little look with you, and I'll end it here. Bye, guys.